Congratulations! This game's winner is...
Welcome to GameChat, a podcast focused on esports and all things game-related. Each episode, we interview an exciting guest from the world of gaming, from up-and-coming streamers to YouTube celebrity gamers. We learn and share together with our audience. So go ahead and jump in on this GameChat. Now, here's your host, Daniel Scott and Lance Jefferson.
All right, good morning, Gamer Nation. It's Daniel Scott and Lance Jefferson here, your host from Gamers Bay. I hope you all are having a fantastic morning so far. Today we have an awesome guest. His name is Faze Jasper. He is a
Faze up.
Faze Jasper, as I'm sure you all guessed, is part of the Faze Clan, and just not part of the Faze Clan, but he's also the fitness coach for the Faze Clan. So we have Faze Jasper. He's a fitness trainer who became the co-leader of Faze Fitness, the channel, and he's helping bring gamers a healthier lifestyle. So I'll let Faze jump in real quick, and he'll give you an introduction of who he is and what he does.
Yeah, so you probably, you talked all about it. I was the co-founder of Faze Fitness, a channel that we started a couple of years ago alongside with Faze Sensei, where we wanted to bring more awareness of health and fitness in the gaming community. And that pretty much rolled into esports when Faze decided we wanted to focus a lot on esports and a lot of esports teams. So they decided to make me the fitness coach for all the teams, for all the players, so they can, if they have any questions or if they need me to travel to events, that I can help them out with their fitness routines and just make them more aware of the benefits of living a little bit of a healthy lifestyle. Because obviously these guys are playing video games a lot and sitting down a lot, so it's good to have some movement now and then. That's pretty much what I do.
And I guess like the conventional wisdom, or not conventional wisdom, but conventional thought is there's not a lot of exercise going on in video gaming.
Yes.
But as a fitness coach, and that's very important. Fitness all around, like you said, sitting down for hours at a time. Exercise is so important, and healthy nutrition is so important. And then for playing the games too, you need to eat right too, I imagine. You need to have the right mental stamina, the focus.
Super important. The focus and the making sure your stamina for a long game or long session is super important because these guys play in the top level. So you need the focus from minute 1 to the last minute. So that's what we try to work on as well.
So walk us through a little bit in regards to what you would, let's say for example, you have a new client or a new guy that you're working out with. Walk us through a little bit of what you kind of go through in regards to their workout schedule, their nutrition plan, stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's 2 different ways. It's either I meet them at some event, so it's a new team, or there's a new player on the team, and I meet them in person. So I get to know them obviously and figure out if they're. The first question is, are they even remotely interested in fitness at all, or is it more like a low-key thing that they can work on something, or are they super dedicated? So that's the difference there. And then I pretty much figure out what their goal is, even maybe just in general get a little bit more healthy or a little bit more aware. So I provide them with some information. I take them to the gym, in hotel gyms usually. So I explain a little bit more about it, or give them a quick 15-minute workout in the morning to get them started, and then have them see for themselves what it does with their body, so they figure out themselves like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, I have a good workout, I shower, I feel fresh now, and I'm ready for the day, But also had people like Kerrigan, who is pretty much the team captain for the CSGO team, for the Counter-Strike team, who actually wanted to lose some weight, so they have a very active goal. So I helped them set up a workout plan regarding that, a nutrition plan, and then when I'm at events, I try to stay on their toes a little bit when we're at restaurants or eating at the hotel.
Right.
Like, hey,
No slacking.
or watch what you're eating right now, or don't do that Coke, but do the Coke Zero, or just drink a water, So that's what I pretty much do.
It sounds like what you're doing is exactly what we do on the digital side as well, which is we kind of hear what the customer's objectives are and their goals are, and then from there we strategize to see how we're going to meet those objectives. And that sounds like that's exactly what you've been doing.
Yep. And it's not a normal. If you would be a personal trainer in a gym, people obviously come to you and they're like, "Hey, I want this with my body," and then you provide them with that. But it's in this way, it's more like FaZe puts me on a team. Like, hey, figure out how you can help those guys better their game. So it's a little bit more of a slower approach because not everybody is 100% into the fitness thing. So yeah, it's definitely different, but super nice when you finally get that result or have them say like or see like, oh damn, this is really nice, you know.
So something I was interested in too is how did you connect with FaZe and the FaZe Clan, and how did that begin?
So that's quite an interesting story. I was in film school 4 years ago ish, and I was super active on YouTube. I made Call of Duty videos myself, just gameplay videos and stuff. And then I kind of rolled out of that because I went to film school. So around that time, I discovered the gym by friends, and I was super into the fitness thing. And then I thought to myself, like, damn, FaZe. I was always such a big FaZe fan because obviously we're super big in the community. So I figured out, like, damn, how cool would it be if FaZe did something more on the active side? Like, imagine if they promoted a little bit of health and fitness. So pretty much I decided to email them. Just trying my luck, no luck for the first 20 emails. And then the 21st email was like, okay, hey, we're already working on this idea with Sensei, but Sensei could use some help. So that's why I was super into the YouTube thing, and Sensei didn't know anything about YouTube or how to run a channel or anything like that. So I pretty much became a sidekick in that and then built from there.
Right. So it was just your constant
perseverance, man. Just trying.
Exactly. And getting it at the right time, like you said on the 21st try. It was like, hey, this is something we need. Let's shot some more. That's awesome. That's,
exactly.
Have you that reminds me of like I don't know if you heard of like a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary V.
Yes, of course. Yeah. I was actually fun story. I was actually in his office a few weeks ago.
Awesome. No. Oh man.
In New York.
Did you make the Daily V vlog?
No, I did not. He was actually in a meeting, like right next to me, this far away.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like, yeah, he was in a meeting, but we couldn't get a quick talk.
Yeah, and we're dying to try to get up there and meet him ourselves. Yeah, like we actually created our business model around his principles. So we implement a lot of his principles.
Yeah, I have his book like in that. Right there.
Awesome.
Right there. Nice. Jab to jab, right hook.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good start.
And like where you were saying, where you just being constant and relentless, like that's like one of his key strategies too. Is
just fucking go.
Just
fucking
go
for it.
Just do it, man. Just do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And provide value. At the end of the day, that's what.
Yeah, that's what I try to do on my personal socials, is to provide value for the people watching.
That formula has been so. I'm almost speechless in regards to how phenomenal it is in regards to getting what our reaching our objectives. Sorry.
Yeah. For sure. That's awesome.
And so you said you linked up with FaZe Sensei, and so I guess you guys been clicking ever since. And together you guys run the FaZe Fitness page, or that's all you.
Yeah, we used to do that. Right now, it's a little on hold. It's been on hold for over a year now because we were trying to figure out the exact direction the channel should be going. Right. Because we were doing it ourselves, and the production quality wasn't really there. And it was we try to work. Well, FaZe. We try to work on a plan, but FaZe has been growing so hard, and it's been super hectic behind the scenes. So. Right now, it's a little on the low. Right. And when the time is right, we'll try to revive it again. And but yeah, for right now, it's a little on the low. Yeah. My personal pages it's been a very hard question for myself because I'm trying to figure out how to bridge the gap between the gaming and the fitness. I am pretty active in the fitness community on YouTube, but also obviously in the gaming community with Faze Clan. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to bridge those gaps and create something unique, like a unique platform for people to hang out, for fitness guys and also for gamers. So it's been a hard task, but trying to get there.
Now I got a question in regards to preparation for like these tournaments and events that your competitors go into. Is there a specific type of supplement? Because it's a lot of mental stress and stream when you go to these events and stuff. So is there a supplement that you might use or recommend for your clients? Just
I don't really use supplements with the esports guys.
Okay.
Unless they're like super into like gaining as much muscle as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But for them, it's like they're traveling a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not really useful for them to have a tub of protein or whatever with them.
Gotcha.
It doesn't really make sense. It's very hard for them to keep doing that.
Gotcha.
My view on it is, if I'm not there, they do nothing. Like, I'm trying to make them do something, like the basics, right?
Okay.
Because the basics make the biggest difference already.
Of course.
In comparison to doing nothing, right?
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I try to keep it simple. I try to make sure I provide them with some information on nutrition, because
Mm-hmm.
a supplement is just an addition to your diet, you know? So when you don't have your diet in check, a supplement's not going to make the difference. So
Gotcha.
I always tell them, eat your fruits, eat your vegetables, make sure you eat your proteins,
Mm-hmm.
and just have a very, very well-balanced diet. That's the best way for them to do it, because carrying around supplements from
Of course.
Shanghai to like the US, it's the hassle.
Yeah.
It's starting to become more of a thing that I have to think about more often, and that sucks. It has to be super easy for them to do.
Right. Makes sense.
Now, with that being said, in regards to your basics, do you recommend 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day? What's your recommendations on that?
Yeah, that's also a very hard thing with them, because obviously they play in these tournaments. They can play from 10 to 8, and they
Mm-hmm.
have 2 hours of playing, and then 2 hours of nothing, and then 4 hours of playing. And every day the schedule changes. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for them, it's super, super hard to time their meals.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all schedule based. It's day
So-
to day. We decide what's the best time to eat, and I try when they're playing and they have a little 10-minute break.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to provide them with some bananas or stuff like that to have
Okay.
a quick snack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But full meals, it's super, super hard sometimes.
Now, in that situation, would you slip in maybe like a supplement meal, like a protein shake or anything like
A
that?
protein shake or a protein bar,
Okay.
for those situations, it's perfect. Yeah, because
Okay.
it's super convenient and super fast.
Awesome.
But it's only when I'm there, because I'm the one who's gonna go out and make those or buy those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They can't do that, so
Yeah.
that's definitely a hassle. As long as they can focus on their game and their tournament, they should be fine. And I'm just there to support and make it easier for them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Makes sense. Let's jump to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we can jump right into the Olympics topic.
Perfect.
All right. Perfect.
Sure.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
You're listening to the GameChat podcast, brought to you by Gamers Bay, with your host, Daniel Scott and Lance Jefferson.
So, welcome back to Game Chat. If you're just joining us, we have Faze Jasper in the house. He is one of the official fitness coaches for the Faze Clan. All right, so welcome back.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Before we went into the break, we started to talk about esports and the Olympics. What's your thoughts on that?
I'm always thinking, my opinion on the esports and Olympics thing is, I think esports is a real sport. I think these guys are actual athletes, because the amount of work they put in, the competition, the level that they play at, you don't just become a pro.
Mm-hmm.
You actually have to be really good and have to put in the work. Same as with any other sport, you have to be really good at it. And a lot of people say it's not a physical thing, but if you actually see these guys work, they're super draining. It's not only physically, but mentally as well. It's
Mm-hmm.
super, super hard.
Mm-hmm.
The hand-eye coordination, the amount of speed that they have, the accuracy, it's super physical in that way. So I can see why they would not do it in the Olympics, because a lot of these games are killing games and shooting, so it's not very friendly in that way.
But what about if you go back to the traditional type sports like your FIFA, your NBA, those types of sporting events? I think if we go along those lines, that there shouldn't be any real issue in regards to the non-violence, right?
Yeah, no, that's very, very true. FIFA and obviously 2K and stuff are perfect games, but those games, the communities are way smaller and the audience are way smaller
Exactly.
than the shooting games like CS:GO, Call of Duty, obviously Fortnite right now. So they might not be on a level to even compete at Olympics because it would just look really bad for the whole esports thing in general, you know.
Now, if with that being said, like, what if you could do something for the future? Like, what would you suggest, or what kind of recommendations would you make in regards to, let's say, the various countries preparing for esports in the Caribbean? What would you tell the countries coming up?
The countries coming up for esports, I guess it's a very good question. Like a lot of events, a lot of I think building a real community is very important. You see a lot of, for example, let's say Counter-Strike. They have a lot of countries that are really Counter-Strike countries, like Sweden or Denmark. They're very, very big, so those games are super, super popular there. So I guess figuring out a game that you can build a community around is very important. So you have all those people in the Caribbean come together and build a real community. So by creating events or doing, that's definitely a good way to build esports in a country.
Awesome.
So changing the gears a little bit again, I want to talk about yourself and your YouTube channel. Since you started your YouTube channel, like what type of benefits have you been seeing coming from like your subscribers?
Sure. I think the first thing that you have to think about is why you're doing it. So I did it for a passion of helping people. I when I was in a gym, I was super, super dedicated, still am. And a lot of people see that, and a lot of people were still asking questions like, hey, how are you doing this, or why are you doing that? And I just like, okay, yeah, that makes perfect sense to help other people because people ask for it, obviously. So it's the passion that you do it for. And then the benefits, the first thing you get is you hear from those people who watch your videos or watch your content. They're like, hey, this helped me with this, or I became stronger because of your video, or whatever it is. That's a real benefit that you get from it. You get a lot of good feedback. So that's the first thing. There's that super non-monetary value or thing that you get from being a social influencer. Although I hate the word influencer because everybody's an influencer now.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
But nobody's really influencing anything. But I'm actually really trying to influence the gaming community to think about more about health and gaming and promote that.
For sure.
So the other sides of that is obviously the monetary thing. Obviously, companies are super interested in if you have a following and if you have reach of an audience, then they're super interested in using your name or your brand as a sales point, I guess. So it's clothing, supplements, it's whatever you might imagine.
So in regards to, let's say, the content now that you're producing on YouTube, is that more along the lines of, let's say you come up with a new workout that you want to showcase and show the benefits? Is that how you kind of come up with your content, or what's your process?
Yeah, so it's actually very funny because I'm releasing a workout program tonight on my website.
Awesome.
So
I'm gonna check
in regards to my content, I try to, as we talked about it before, I try to provide value, and it's a combination of entertainment and informational content, because obviously nobody really wants to watch a 12-minute video with only informational stuff that you want to think about. You want to have some fun. If you watch YouTube, you're just watching it because you enjoy it. So it's definitely a combination between entertainment and informational value. But yeah, it's workouts, it's gaming, it's again trying to bridge the gap between those two. I have a lot of gaming audience from Faze Clan, obviously, so trying to make them more aware of the benefits of health and fitness is definitely a goal that I have with my content.
Of course,
For sure.
It's a unique combination with fitness and esports and gaming, right?
Yeah, you don't see that often, so that's why it's super hard for me to think about the exact way that I want to do my content or to post the videos that I want to post, because it's such a unique thing. You have a couple people who actually do it, but it's not the way I want to do it. So yeah, it's just figuring out myself how I want to do it.
Now, previously, you mentioned like you had some basic workouts that you would give some of your clients and stuff. What's a basic workout? Let's say I'm training for FIFA, like a FIFA tournament, and I just want to get myself more mentally and a little bit more physically prepared. Like what kind of steps would I have to
It actually doesn't really matter what you do. It's more of upping your heart rate, so your body starts working. You start sweating a little bit. That releases a lot of chemicals in your brain that makes you feel good and makes you feel fresh and happy and ready and focused. So it's more of it doesn't really matter what exercise you exactly do. It's more that you do something. So a lot of the times when I go to the gym with these guys, it's like a 15-minute or 20-minute full body workout with some burpees, the mountain climbers. Like we do some muscle exercise like lat pull downs or push-ups or stuff like that. It's a combination of those, but it's more about upping your heart rate and being active and like get your blood flowing and
Now you just mentioned upping your heart rate. So when you're playing you're playing these competitive games, right? And you're really into these games. Now all of a sudden you start to get that adrenaline pump and your heart rate starts to go up. Now, what's the difference from gaming and getting that heart rate up versus going out there and physically doing that exercise?
That's a very hard question because I'm not a professional gamer, so I can't really. I like competition a lot, so I have those adrenaline moments. When you're 1v1 on Fortnite, last two guys alive, you get that adrenaline rush, right? Like, okay, exactly. I want to win. It's definitely a different feeling than when you're in the gym just getting tired.
For sure.
But what I would say though is that you control it a little bit better when you're when you're in the gym and building that stamina and building that up and getting used to that feeling. It's definitely helping when you have those very tight situations to keep composed.
Calm and composed. Makes sense. Definitely. Makes sense. Other thing, I know 2019 is right around the corner. Is there anything special that you guys have planned or you're looking forward to doing for 2019? Any events?
Nothing that I can talk about, actually, but there's a lot of stuff planned.
Awesome.
Oh, we definitely have to look and see what we can do behind the scenes. I'm trying to get you guys down here in the Caribbean because I know, at least in the Cayman Islands for sure.
I think that brings us to the end here. It's fantastic having you on, Jasper. Is there anything that you'd want to leave as a closing remark to any of the audience?
I guess in regards to fitness, start with the basic stuff. Do it if you love it, if you like it, try it out. Don't get crazy. Try all the things at once. Just build step by step and implement some fitness or some health things in your life. Think about your nutrition. Think about some food that you're eating. Think about the amount of soda that you might be consuming or all the energy drinks that you might drink.
Just be health conscious of what you put into your body. And be
exactly.
And especially in going to the gamer side, if you're a gamer, be especially conscious as well too that you can get your mental game up and your reaction time up by improving your health and fitness.
A lot. Yes, 100%. I get so much feedback from the guys that they feel so much better during the day.
Yeah, sure.
You get a lot more energy. It sounds, if you're not into fitness, it sounds really weird that you work out and get tired, but get energy from it. But you actually get energy. You feel a lot more awake during the day if you exercise. It's very good for your body. So
absolutely,
definitely.
Well, they say that's actually the fountain of youth. Right there is the sports and fitness, right?
Yeah, so, man. Exercising, only if it's a 15-minute exercise a day or 30-minute, whatever you can do. Everybody has 15 minutes in their day they can do. Wake up 15 minutes earlier and do a little workout in your living room.
Exactly.
It's so easy. There's no excuse for not to do it, and you have such benefits from it. Again, it's those small steps that you start from.
Exactly.
Don't do the hour workout the first time because you're gonna hate it and you're gonna quit. Just do the 15-minute one, and you'll be fine.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jasper. It was really good meeting with you, and we look forward to maybe having this conversation again in the near future.
Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. I would love to have this conversation again in the Caribbean, to be honest. Winter is coming here. So.
We might have to sit down with a virgin margarita over here.
Hey, I love it. I like it.
Awesome.
All right, audience out there, make sure to check the description as well. We'll make sure to have Jasper's, all of his links, his social media links, definitely his website as well. Make sure to check the website out, especially for the new. By the time you guys listen to this, he should already have his fitness videos already out on his website. That's JasperFitness.com, JCPR Fitness.com.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you as well, Jasper.
Awesome.
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
All right,
thanks.
Till next time, Game Chat. We're out.
Deuces.
Congratulations! This game's winner is...
Thanks for joining us this week on GameChat. Make sure to visit our website, gamersbaycayman.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or via RSS, so you'll never miss a show. We also have cool merchandise and tickets for next year's event. While you're at it, if you found value in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us too. You can also find us on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. See you all on next week's episode of Game Chat.